Hey, we are back for day 19 of our daily UI challenge. In about 1 hour, I'm going to attempt to design a single screen uh, native application. Um, all I'm starting with today is a single idea. That's what we start with every day. The idea today is a Netgear router dashboard. So I was looking at my router settings the other day. This is it. And I just figured, yeah, why not just redesign this in a dashboard? In a mobile application, right? Let's just try something. I don't know where this will land. I don't know what's going to happen. Um, but yeah, I went ahead and I grabbed this icon pack earlier today, um, and I thought maybe we could design in this style. This is kind of a kiddie. It's a user friendly, simple, cartoony style. But you know, why not? Why not use this iconography to make this router screen, this dashboard screen? So let's get to it. Yeah, okay. And actually, I think this time around, we're gonna kill the nav bar at the bottom, and we're just gonna do um just a homepage hub with 6 of these buttons, like you see here, and then some sort of hierarchy navigation on the left side here. Um, so yeah, let's see what happens here. Yeah, so the first thing I want to do is put some hotspots for these 6 buttons here. Let's get the logo in. I downloaded the logo a little bit ago. Let's grab that. Maybe we don't keep this in the end. I don't know. Maybe we'll mass it out. Maybe we'll just keep this part here. There we go. I think I can flatten this. What happens if I flatten this? Okay. Right, we'll just do that for now. And we'll center that up. Okay. So what's some info that we have here? Just get this in here like this. So let's just make 6 big ol' things here. You know what? They have this kind of this gray background here. Let me take that. Just start with that. I can't say I'm a fan of this right away. Make it a little bit cleaner with some white for now. Let's grab a couple of icons from our pack here. Grab some PNGs and just find some corresponding things to these 6 icons here. So we have internet. So what could be internet? Maybe this one right here. Wireless. Probably should have found a more fitting pack before I got into this, huh? Maybe this won't work out. Maybe this won't work out in the end, actually. All right, so we'll grab one for internet, grab one for mobile, for attached devices. Wireless could be server thing, maybe. Parental controls, the lock, perfect. Ready share, I don't know what that is. It sounds like a USB monitor. I don't know, maybe attach a USB drive to your hub. I don't know what that is. But that will be this floppy disk. And then guest network, maybe is this right here. Or maybe it's this. All right, get those in here. Shrink them up. Internet, so maybe we Maybe do something like that. Oh, let's get, you know what? We forgot some music. How can we forget music? Ooh. Go. All right. Internet. Let me jump into my Better Font Picker plugin. Find some fonts here. What font screams Netgear? Looks like they have. You know what? The font that we used yesterday might work very well. What is this? Metropolis. Let's just use that again, huh? Worked out well yesterday for us. So we have the name of the launch point, and then we have, it looks like just a little bit of data up front. Status is good. Based on our iconography, there we go, something like that. Group these guys together and there we go. Set some alignment on some of these things here. So as we scale up, as we see. And as always, we never want to go with, I shouldn't say never, but generally don't go with all black and all white. It's a little bit too easy to expect it, so we try to do something else these days. Really round these. This iconography's got a lot of rounded corners, maybe even some thicker. Now we're talking to the kids. Here we go. Put a drop shadow with no blur. Yeah. Okay. So there's a little gradation in there. I can get down with that on the original. Yeah. Okay. Maybe we'll do let's grab one of the colors. Hide the stroke. That's not quite enough. Maybe that. Okay, and then we could take this, make this white, and make this a bit darker. Get that contrast in there. And we could really make this. There we go. Oh, you can see my Wi-Fi password. Oh, there you go. I guess I need to change that. I don't like this. Like that layout doesn't read easily. I don't know why it doesn't read good though. Like this doesn't make sense. Maybe something like that. I don't mind center aligning all this stuff, but this wireless section has two sets of data, which is different, right? I'm gonna turn this good status into an auto layout, and just get everything auto sizing now. So now I can set the padding here, and no matter what I put in here, not enabled, it's going to resize itself. That's what auto layout gives us, and that is awesome. Okay. Go. Okay, maybe a little. I wonder if this should if we should kill the auto layout and just stretch it down. Push it all the way across the bottom like they have. Okay. Definitely looks kiddie, which is what I was going for. It's lighthearted. That's cool. It's different. It's not neck ear branded, but it's branded to something. We're gonna make sure everything is if I scale this up. All right, so if I want everything to be values of 8, we want to stick to our 8 grid. Let's turn on a grid. I never turn on the grid. Let's turn on the grid today and see what happens. So under layout grid, I'm gonna go to 8 grid right there. And by default, looks like, I don't know if I've changed this before, but default is 8 grid. So not everything automatically is aligned to, not aligned, but I can begin aligning everything to an 8 grid layout. Like that. I'm gonna make everything even the icons, keep them values of 8. There we go. I don't believe this green and this gray are going to be accessible. They're going to pass accessibility requirements. So I'm going to go to accessiblecolors.com and I'm going to grab these two colors. Grab this green. My text color is green. Whoops. Text color is green and my background is this gray. Let's see what it tells us. So we fail. So you can see our contrast ratio is 2.9. We want that to be, I think 4.5 is passing. It was basically telling us to change the background to something a bit darker, or change the text color to black. let's go with this background color here. Not saying we have to do this, but now we have accessible text. And that makes everybody happy. Okay. So we have an icon here. We have a button here. And let's check it. I want to check real quick if there's a Figma plugin for accessibility. Ally contrast color. Oh, and I already have it installed. Okay, let's see where it is. Plugins. Oh my gosh, it was right there. Okay. Select the frame and we'll check the colors, contrast of all visible text objects. Okay. Like it has to be a frame. Okay, it's got to be a frame. We'll check it. What error found? So it's still calling that an error. Well, it's okay. No, it's not. It's saying it passes AA. Does not pass AAA. AAA. I don't know what like the guidelines are, but AAA is just like more extreme accessibility. I do a lot of government work, and I've never had to work for AAA. Never had to do AAA requirements. So, but if I remember correctly, yeah. So this plugin lets you adjust the contrast on the fly, and that is really cool. You need, yeah. Look what I need to do to pass AAA requirements. Got it. Yeah, blow it out to nothing. So I'm just gonna go back and keep what we have, but that's cool. So I can do that right in Figma. Sick. All right. So now we have a button here, and I'm gonna make this a component for now. I'll duplicate that. Let's get them 8 pixels apart. Again, keeping it to our 8-point grid. And we'll put in attached devices. So do one of these. Attached devices. Okay, who scaled it this poorly? So we're going to go back to our main component, which is here, if you remember. We'll scale this down, and then our instances will resize accordingly. So we'll have to go pretty small. That's okay, unless we want it to wrap. Do we want it to wrap? Well, there enough contrast. The status text is red. I mean, maybe you mean like this heart, this color here. You don't want to make it red, because then it's like, right? Because well, first of all, like good is green, right? So why not keep with what the user is going to think in their mind anyway? Like, okay, I see good, I see green. If I see green across the board, everything's all good. So just from that sentiment, I wouldn't make it red. But let's check it anyway. So we fail big time with that that red and this gray. What do we need to do to make it pass? Go pretty much white with it, or background needs to okay. The background doesn't need to go crazy, but it does need to get a lot darker than where we initially were. So I mean, that's a good question. Like, it's a great question. That if it's green now, it will need to be red one day. So what do we need to do to ensure it's accessible when it does turn that red? I'd probably keep this green, and then I would like go, oh gosh, can't do that. You could go real deep red with it. I think that might pass. Let's see. Not at all. I don't know why I thought that would pass. Something else we could do. We could do. We could make this whole thing if red is like dangerous. We could make the text white and the background red. Something like that is definitely going to have no issues. So that would definitely stand out, right? So we can do one. Attached devices. Well, this is number. And then, I don't know, let's say it's 0. You can make it red. Wait, no, you want to make that white and then this red. I don't know why number divide white, that's an alert, but yeah, we can do something like that. And then since this is an instance of our component, we can obviously make those overrides and it won't adjust the core component that's here. All right. Did we save away this? I think this server thing. What do I do here to fit? Let's get these in real quick. Ready. There, all caps. And then we have guest network. The poor choice of icons. Who chose these icons? Parental controls are status is not enabled. You know, maybe that one. I don't know. That would be like white or something, right? Because it's not good or bad. And I guess you could even say that the name of your SSID. They're just like, this is what it is. But good, you know, maybe that needs to be called out a little more. Ready share. Status. Speed drive. No USB, but there's no USB. Then our guest network. Status. Not enabled. So again, that could just be white, I think. And so could the, well, who's to say? That's a UX question. Is no USB drive an issue? Should there be one there? If the default status is just no, then you don't need to make it red. But if one should be there and it's not there, I'd make this red. Let's get everything back on our 8-point grid here. Something looks off here. This doesn't look. $860, there we go. So I just resized the master component, and that resized all the children. And I'm going to move some stuff around real quick. Go. And then I just align everything back in our 8-point grid. So if Y is go, and then go. Now we're cooking. And then I think everything could be 16 pixels apart. Okay. Everything looks on our grid now, so that was looking good. Just about. This isn't. That is driven by the height of our. There we go. obviously when is this for client or a personal project? This is just a daily UI challenge. So this isn't anything really. This is just every day I try to do a 1 hour challenge. Challenge myself to just design a single screen for an app that I just come up with during the day. I'm on day 18 right now. Literally just was looking at my router. I needed an idea. This is what I started with. So figured let's just redesign how my router's dashboard looks. So yeah, just an hour. It's not heavily invested. The idea is just to get ideas on the page, not overthink things, and just like embrace the creative process, so to speak, right? I don't want to think about too much what I'm doing. I just want to build. I need to build more. So it's really just a personal exploration. It's so deep, right? I need something for my wireless name and password. I don't know what to do here for that. But if I want to change the layout, I'm going to need to break. I'm going to detach the instance of that component and start tinkering with stuff, right? I could just do name password. I'm gonna try and shove it into the original layout without break. I don't want to break the instance right now, so I'm gonna bottom align the text in this text box. So as the string gets longer, it will make the text wrap upwards instead of downwards. And then I'm just gonna put password right in here. I guess you could definitely argue that that's too short of a password, but that's what we're doing. All right, now what I want to do, now that I have my kid-friendly dashboard done, well, it's not quite done yet, I don't think. Let's get a few more things in here. We have a basic toggle, so like advanced, basic and advanced in the top, the logout button, firmware info. We don't care too much about that, but we have this left nav here. We could do what we did yesterday, where we just did a scrolling carousel icons here. No matter how you cut it, something's going to be hidden, right? You can't have all this at the top level. So hamburger is usually a bad idea in general because that hides everything at your top level. Given more time, I think we would figure out what's the most important things. Obviously, I mean, these 6 things up top are the most important things, but and actually, come to think of it, how many of these are duplicated? How much is this duplicated within these 6 buttons? Internet, wireless. It looks like they're all duplicated here except for the home, which is what this is, and then the Netgear downloader, which could just be another button down here. Stupid. So I don't necessarily think this left nav needs to live here. Ready to see this? Okay, here we go. Something we don't have on. Yeah, it looks like there's no secondary nav here. It's just like there's no secondary navigation. It's just all top level things. So it sounds like we don't really need to go any deeper into it. But what I want to do now is let's see, trying to find a safe page we can share. Yeah, you can see my wireless. I think seeing my wireless password's okay. because of course, like Netflix doesn't obfuscate that for some reason, or Netflix, the Nick here doesn't obfuscate my password. It's only my network password, so that's okay. So what I want to do now is let's do an animation that will take us from this home screen to going into a screen, and we're going to use Smart Animate for that. So what we're going to do is we'll just do something fake. We'll just do how much time we got left. We're only 30 minutes in, so we got some time. We can animate between the two. So first of all, using Smart Animate requires very clever naming patterns, because what Figma is going to do is look between the two screens that you're animating between, and see what's different between those two. And if you have names that duplicate themselves, like button, 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 it's going to look for button, button, button on the next screen and could get confused based on where things are. At least that's my experience. This is not a smart way to design as you're designing a product. This is more like the product is finished, or you're doing something basic just to show it an engineer or developer. Okay, so I'm gonna take my master component out of here. Get out of here. Oh, there we go. And I'm gonna delete it. Even though in Figma, if you delete a component, it's gonna keep it in memory somewhere. It always exists somewhere. So if I go back into an instance, I can go to my main component and restore main component, and it will pop back up. So you can delete it, which is incredibly interesting. But for now, okay, so I'm gonna take button 1. We're gonna turn that into an interaction. So I'm gonna tap button 1. I'm gonna have the screen zoom in, and we're gonna zoom into that section of the app. So what I'll do is we'll start off basic, and then we'll see where it leads us. We'll start off. So here's our beginning state, our first state, which is router dashboard 01, and then router dashboard 02. So 2 is where we're gonna end up. So what we'll do, we're gonna let's put this on top of everything. And again, we wanna match up what our two screens are doing to each other. So if I'm gonna move it up on one, if I'm gonna move it up in the layers palette on one, I want to do it on the other one. Just again, so as you're animating, less conflicts can arise. But I'm just gonna blow it out real quick. Just want to see what happens. And maybe this is just a modal. Maybe it's just a modal that sits on top of things. Something like that. And I can even build a scrim behind it. A scrim is just like a black backdrop. Scrim is, I think, a photography term. But just something like that. And then we'll do something like this. And then I want the scrim to be actually in this the other screen too, but I want it to be at 0 opacity, because remember, we're doing the beginning state to the end state, and it exists in the beginning state. It's just invisible. So if you just make it appear in the finished state, it might just pop in, it might do something unexpected. So to ensure we have control over it, we're going to keep it here, and let's call it scrim just to give it a unique name. So let's pop into, okay, so I need to make this interaction. So we're going to go to our prototyping tab, and that will give us this, and we'll just drag an anchor over to this. And on click, I'm going to navigate to router dashboard 2. Animation type will be smart animate, and we're going to use a custom easing. Easing is how things animate, whether it goes fast to slow, slow to fast, if it's just a linear animation, so it's the same all the way across. Figma doesn't give you many options out of the box, but they do give you the option to override the easing type. And there's a million different kinds of easings. What I like to use, I have one style I use, this ease in quint. It basically says like, let's see. So you can see here, the function is on the top here. So it zooms in really fast, and then it slowly comes to a resting spot. It makes all your animations feel super snappy. Feels really good. So down here, put that in. Make a 1 second long animation, and then let's go prototype it. Look at the prototype. Oh, not that one. This one. How do I set? I don't actually know how to set something to be like the root. Get out of here with this. Okay, hold on. Oh, can I put it over here? Oh, nice. All right, cool. Here we go. If I click it, I'm gonna zoom in to that modal. That took a long time, so we'll cut that in half to not cut it in half, but we'll slow it down to 750. And then when I tap on our button again, so interactions, click. You want to navigate to router dashboard 1, maybe with that same kind of easing. Grab that. Custom easing, and go. So now, when I click it, it's gonna go back. Look at that. You're a real boy now. You see our scrim animate in. You see everything move to from its original position in screen 1 to screen 2, right? So everything's interpolating by itself. Pretty cool, huh? And we can make this a full screen thing. So if I get rid of this scrim, this, and we'll give ourselves a solid white background, so it'll go from that that real subtle gradient we have. We can probably pop that gradient a little bit. Like that. Oh, and I broke it. I broke the instance of it, but yeah, so now if I tap into it, it turns it into a full screen modal. And I could argue that should be a lot faster than that. Typically, animation shouldn't be longer than half a second, definitely not longer than half a second. Usually 250 milliseconds or 350 or 300 milliseconds is usually about as long as an animation should take to not make the user feel like they're waiting for something. It gets in the way of the experience if it's longer. So we'll take that to heart here, and oh boy, look at that. How cool is that? Feels pretty good, I think. What you would do, would this actually be like? Maybe like a, center that maybe. No, we could 24, 30, 32. Give ourselves a back button here. Something like that. Let's see what happens. So I don't have this back button in the originals in the first screen. So what happens if I don't have it? So it looks like it instantiates itself. So it puts itself into where it thinks it should be in the original frame. So if I click on this original frame, you can see the scale of it now. You can see it's like kind of on the top left. So what Figma is saying is, oh, I don't see it here. So I'm just going to put it basically here. I can't tell the animation so fast if it just snaps in. Looks like it just appears and it doesn't fade in. Cool. Make it confirm. Settings. We'll just play around here, change some things around. Like that. $48, right? Value of 8. Yeah, that's cool. Be a little bit slower, huh? So 250, maybe 350. 350 milliseconds. That's a third of a second. Yeah, see, I don't like that arrow. Actually, that arrow, I don't know where it's coming from now that I'm thinking about it. So that's kind of an issue, right? I don't have control over it. So what I want to do is, I'm going to put it here, fade it out. Or maybe I want to, and what Figma does, it animates everything at the same time. There are plugins that let you animate things separately and on different layers and really turn it into like a full-blown animation, but that's not what Figma is for. It's for showing just this basically to an engineer, saying, you tap on this button, zoom in to this screen and show the details, and that's basically like all you would give to an engineer. You don't want to actually build this into your prototype or build this into, keep this around in your main design file. It's just too convoluted, it's too complicated, too structured. As soon as I change one thing, it can break everything. So auto animate's really only good for, it's best used for, just giving to, like previewing small little bite-sized animations, mobile animations, right? That's what Figma's strong suit is, mobile stuff. Cool. And then, there'd be some, let's see what Figma does if I put some like input boxes here. Oh. taking this little, this like kitty cell shaded style, maybe you would call it. So we got that. The what's the other one called? 2.4. So these don't exist, right? These don't exist in the previous frame. It's hard to say where they originate from. It looks like they're just coming from the middle of the screen, really. Animating it in place. I can't say it looks bad. Most people are not going to notice. It looks really good, but yeah. I think that's it for today. 45 minutes in, we got an animation. Animation is the biggest thing that I actually wanted to do today, just to see things how things would unfold. But yeah, I like this. It's like cartoon style. It's not. I wouldn't use it in real life. We didn't get a lot of design in. We spent a lot of time in animation, but yeah, so we are done for today. Look at the description in the video and you can grab the Figma file yourself. It's all here for you. Day 19 in the bag. Let's cross it off our list. Boom. And I'm gonna need some new ideas for tomorrow. I think I'm just about out of ideas, so hopefully tomorrow has something new. I appreciate you guys watching. Cool. Thanks. See ya.